It was interesting when we were little and you grew up in Greensboro, you always wanted to come here and trick or treat. This was the neighborhood to come trick or treat. But on this corner, this was where L. Richardson Pryor lived. He was a congressman. One claim to fame of his family is that they started a company called Richardson Vicks that invented Vicks Vapor Rub. And Procter & Gamble bought that company and has 2 plants in Greensboro right now, and that's why. As you go along here, some of them, like there's one property I love that looks like almost like a castle. And one thing about Greensboro you'll notice in all the in-town neighborhoods, there's always a park. Again, more parks than any other city in North Carolina. And this, down on the corner, this red brick house, this was the chancellor's house for UNCG, and the Bryan family, which is a very well-known family here, their foundation leased it to UNCG for very little, but when the new chancellor, the Gilliams came, and he came from UCLA, he didn't feel like he could fundraise, and in there, it wasn't quite the right facility, and he's very good at that. So they sold that property and got another one, but that was just such a great thing for a family to do because they would lease it for $1 a month to them. Unbelievable. This house is a great Tudor. This is historic with the slate roof. And as we round this corner, I just want to say this is a 2-lane road, but you see how it's a 1-lane? It feels like a 1-lane road. So they did this on purpose because they didn't want people to be able to find their way around this neighborhood. This was the house that Ray Berry, who started the Fresh Market Grocery, he bought this when he moved to Greensboro. And the reason he moved here, and it's a great story, is he was driving up and down the eastern coast wanting to find a town that would support an upscale grocery, and his car broke down in Greensboro, and the mechanic said, well, you need to spend some time here because this is your town, and he ended up starting the Fresh Market here. I always feel like that's such a cool story. This is the old Spencer Love property, and this is on the market now for like right around $7 million. This lady was, an ambassador, so a lot of politicians have stayed here. It's got several houses, the pool house. There's probably 3 places on this property that you could live in. And then on the opposite corner, this is the old Cone Mansion, and this was the Cone family's home that they built. It's sold, the last time it sold, it was several million. And now the Postmaster General of the United States lives there. When I was in high school, this is where you parked. We can talk about that later off camera, if that's okay. But this was funny, just to me. So this is the back of the Cone Mansion. The back, not the front. Thanks for joining us, and look forward to hearing from you soon.